Hello, this is Lisa Christiansen, and welcome to the first day of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I'm so excited and I'm so grateful that you chose me to walk beside you on this journey and embark on this brave new territory and explore the art of NLP. Now, we're just going to dive into that sea and really make it happen for you. I know all of you know what NLP is, at least you've heard of it, and I know that maybe there might be somebody out there that doesn't know exactly what that means. And so, first thing I'd like to do is identify what is NLP. I'm so glad you asked. Neuro-linguistic programming is neuro, meaning your neurological system. It's the way that your brain processes information and the way that you give meaning to events that occur. And it's the way that you anchor things and the way that, just really the way that your brain makes sense of what's going on. Linguistics is more about conceptualizing and the way that you communicate to another individual. Very interesting, because it's not what you say, it's what the listener hears. And so when we talk about programming, now at this point, because of that fact of it's not what you say, it's what the other person is hearing, it's really about recoding, and it's such a big picture. Recoding, you really have to have a lot of integrity when you start venturing into that sea, because when we talk about recoding, it's about recoding the way that you communicate information so that the listener proposes the idea as their own. And you know, it's such a fine line, and it's such a beautiful art, and it's also, it's really more for you to be able to find a way to recode yourself, to give events new meanings. You know, you may see something and have a whole different meaning for it than I have for it. You know, we may both see a boat in the water, and you know, this may be something that's quite traumatic for me, but not for you. Or you know, we might see a butterfly, and this might, you know, be something that mortifies you, and I think they're beautiful. And so, you know, this all ties into where we're going to be exploring. Of course, that's a little ways down the road on this journey. Now that we've identified what is neuro-linguistic programming, if you remember when we discussed putting this series together, which I'm really excited about, we talked about having 3 action items that you could take away with you and apply immediately in your everyday life. And so of those 3 things, the first one is going to be know your outcome. And when I say know your outcome, I mean really have a clear vision. And when I say know your outcome, I want more money. That's such a broad statement. I could give you $5 and guess what? You've got more money. Now, that's probably not what you meant. Might have, for you, it might have meant I want $1 million. Well, you didn't say that. So, what is that outcome? What is that outcome for you means really dig down deep inside and identify exactly what that is. And so it might mean, well, I really want $1 million, and I want it by the end of the year. And so where I'm going with this is, you want to know your outcome. You want to know what you want, when you want it, where you want it, how you want it. You have to be really specific with this, okay? And once you are, you want to write these things down. I'm really a firm believer in you need to write things down. And that would actually fall into the second part, the number 2, is taking action. Taking action is number 2 in the 3 steps that I'm going to give you today. And so while you want to know your outcome, you want to take an action. You never want to leave the sight of a goal without taking some action. And that would fall into that there. So you're going to want to know exactly what these things are. You're going to want to know, once you identify these things, you're really going to find your driving force. You're going to want to know why you want these things. You know, what does this mean to you? What does it feel like? when you achieve this success, what is that going to feel like in here? What's it going to look like? What's your life going to look like? How is this going to change your environment? Everything around you is going to change when you achieve your outcome. And so you really want to have a pretty big picture of that in your mind already. You want to know what that's going to be like. And once you find that driving force that's going to get you there, then you need to take that and you just really need to run with it and take action now. And once you do that, you also, now here's number 3, you need to have sensory acuity, sensory awareness. And sometimes if you've ever been at a gathering, and of course not, you would never do this. You might have noticed that there might have been somebody there that's just talking and talking, and everybody's just kind of, not really interested. And somehow they didn't pick up on this. That would be sensory acuity. So you want to be able to pay attention to the person you're communicating with. You want to pay attention to their body language to make sure that they're interested in what you have to say. And now, this is also a part of the third piece of these action items is going to be not just sensory acuity. You're also going to want to have flexibility. And what do I mean by that? I knew you were going to ask that. I'm so glad you asked. So what I mean by that is, when you notice what's working, you want to continue doing that. You don't need to know why it's working. You just need to know that it is working, and you need to continue doing that. And when you notice something that's not working, you might want to back off a little bit and find a new approach. And so again, it's going to be all about notice what's working, notice what's not. When you notice what's not, change your approach until it works. And once you do that, those are the 3 steps that will tie all of this into a beautiful fabric that's going to work very well for you. And those are the first 3 steps of neuro-linguistic programming. So congratulations, you have your steps. Now, find your outcome, write it down, okay? And then you're going to take action. You got to do that. That's a must. And notice what's working, notice what's not, and have that sensory acuity, okay? And until next time, I wish you well, God bless, and I'll see you soon.